The Motivator Show, the internet's most inspirational podcast. Every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. By the 11th century, the descendants of the Quadrado established a centralized state that became known as the Mossi Kingdoms. This kingdom played a significant role in shaping the region's history and politics. The most prominent Mossi kingdom include Ouagadougou, the political and spiritual center of the Mossi culture. Its rulers are known as the Mogonaba, who still hold symbolic power today. Yatanga, known for its military strength and interaction with neighboring empires like the Songhai and Mali empires. Tendogo, the oldest Mossi kingdom, believed to have been established by Ouagadougou himself. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. Mogonaba, king of the Mossi. Mossi represents 40% of the population of Burkina Faso, 6.2 million Mercambes. Burkina Faso's diverse ethnic groups contribute to a vibrant cultural landscape, deeply rooted in traditions. Here's a deeper dive into their traditions and history. Many Mercambes communities contribute a strong connection to traditional African spirituality, even alongside Islam and Christianity. Traditional practices centered on ancestral worship, paying respect to ancestors through rituals, offerings, and ceremonies. Nature and spirits, belief in natural spirits and the power of sacred objects. Community ceremonies, life events like births, marriages, and funerals are celebrated with elaborate rituals and dances and sacrifices. Festivals and ceremonies include Festima, the international mask festival held in Ouagadougou, showcasing traditional masks and dances, a celebration of cultural heritage and artistry. Nebraska Mossi Festival honors chiefs and unite Mossi communities. Pan-African Film Festival celebrates African cinema and is one of the largest cultural events in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Thomas Sankara, from 1982 to 1987. The country of Upper Volta changed its name to Burkina Faso on August 4, 1984. The name change was part of a broader transformation initiated by the revolutionary government of Captain Thomas Sankara, who came to power in a coup in 1983. The name Upper Volta was a colonial construct given by the French, referring to the country's location along the upper reaches of the Volta River system, Black, White, and Red Volta. Sankara wanted to reject the colonial legacy and promote a name that reflected the country's unique identity and aspiration. The new name was chosen to represent all ethnic groups in the country, fostering unity and pride amongst the diverse population. The name Burkina Faso combined words from two major languages. Burkina from the Maori, meaning honest or upright. Faso from the Jula, meaning fatherland or homeland. Together it translates to a land of upright people, symbolizing integrity, dignity, and revolutionary values Sankara sought to instill in the minds of the people. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Thomas Sankara. He was president from 1983 until his assassination in 1987 in a coup organized by Blaise Compaoré, who says one reason for the coup was Sankara had jeopardized foreign relations with former colonial power France and neighboring Ivory Coast. He reversed Sankara's previous economic policies. Thomas Sankara's government prioritised anti-corruption, transparency and social justice, reducing government officials' salaries, selling luxury cars and implementing austerity measures to redirect resources towards welfare. He promoted integrity, humility and service within public office. Sankara implemented radical land reforms, redistributing land to peasants, especially women, to boost agricultural productivity, promote rural development, and reduce Burkina Faso's dependence on foreign aid, aiming for self-sufficiency in food production. Sankara championed women's rights by appointing women to key positions, promoting education, workforce participation, and political leadership. He outlawed female genital mutilations and child marriage, emphasizing that women's liberation was central to the revolution. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Thomas Sankara. He was president from 1983 until his assassination in 1987 in a coup organized by Blaise Compaoré, who said one reason for the coup was Sankara had jeopardized foreign relations with former colonial power France and neighboring Ivory Coast. He reversed Sankara's previous economic policies. Thomas Sankara promoted food self-sufficiency by redistributing land to peasants, modernizing agriculture, encouraging local production, reducing Burkina Faso's reliance on foreign aid and import, improved literacy through mass campaigns, prioritized public health and vaccination drive, eradicating diseases like polio and measles, and expanded healthcare access nationwide. He tackled desertification by initiating large-scale reforestation programs, planting over 10 million trees to address Burkina Faso's ecological challenges. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Thomas Sankara. He was president from 1983 until his assassination in 1987 in a coup organized by Blaise Compaoré, who said one reason for the coup was Sankara had jeopardized foreign relations with former colonial power France and neighboring Ivory Coast. He reversed Sankara's previous economic policies. Thomas Sankara opposed imperialism, championed African unity and economic independence, rejected conditional foreign aid, and advocated for cancelling Africa's debt to international creditors. He reformed the military into a disciplined, developed, focused force and promoted civil responsibility through community-led projects like the road construction, public sanitation and agricultural support. Thomas Sankara was a strong proponent of African unity and solidarity, advocating for a continent-wide push against exploitation and for self-determination. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Thomas Sankara. He was president from 1983 until his assassination in 1987 in a coup organized by Blaise Compaoré, who said one reason for the coup was Sankara had jeopardized foreign relations with former colonial power France and neighboring Ivory Coast. He reversed Sankara's previous economic policies. President Ibrahim Traoré. In 2022, 2 military coups in 1 year. In January, a coup led by Lieutenant Colonel Dambier seized power and deposed President Cabrera. In September of that year, he is ousted by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, who said the second coup was necessary because Dambier was unable to deal with the Islamist insurgency. Ibrahim Traoré is now the world's youngest head of state. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. African proverb. If we stand tall, it is because we stand on the shoulders of many ancestors. This proverb teaches us the importance of studying the past to derive lessons from it for purpose of shaping our future. It reminds us that we are who we are because of those who have come before us. President Ibrahim Traoré, president from 2022 to present day. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Ibrahim Traoré, justice, equality, self-determination. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Ibrahim Traoré. In 2022, 2 military coups in 1 year. In January, the coup led by Lieutenant Colonel Namimba seized power and deposed President Traoré. In September of that year, he was ousted by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, who said the second coup was necessary because Namimba was unable to deal with the Islamist insurgency. He is now the world's youngest head of state. Initiative undertaken, security and anti-terrorism effort, military mobilization. Traoré declared a general mobilization to combat insurgent groups, aiming to reclaim rebel-held territories and enhance national security. Foreign policy and international relations. Traoré expelled French forces, pursued win-win partnership with nations like Turkey and Russia, and supported regional integration through a proposed federation with Mali and Guinea to enhance military-led cooperation. Political developments. Traoré's presidency, as extended by 5 years in 2024 through national consultation and transitional charter, was adopted, formalizing his role and the government structure during the transitional period. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Ibrahim Traoré, justice, equality, self-determination. Initiatives undertaken, reasons for leaving ECOWAS. Ibrahim Traoré's administration prioritized greater autonomy, distancing itself from traditional Western powers and international organizations like ECOWAS, which is viewed as influenced by foreign interests, particularly those of France. Burkina Faso left ECOWAS after 2022 coup due to tensions over sanctions and the bloc's interventionist stance. Traoré rejected external influence, prioritizing autonomy and forming an alliance of Sahel states for regional cooperation. The formation of the Alliance of Sahel States under Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso's Mali and Niger formed the Alliance of Sahel States in 2024 to strengthen military, economic ties, promoting regional self-reliance and collective security. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. Initiatives undertaken, energy infrastructure. Under Traoré's leadership, a 7.5 megawatt thermal power plant were built in the Fada de Goma, and 40 communities and 90 villages were electrified. Additionally, 25,000 solar lamps were distributed to 400 schools to support education. Burkina Faso approved its first gold refinery, inaugurated a mine tailing treatment plant, and suspended export permits for small-scale gold production to combat illicit trade and formalize the artisanal gold sector under Traoré's leadership. Solar lamp distributions. Deployment of 25,000 solar lamps in 400 schools has facilitated education in off-grid areas. Justice, equality, self-determination. Ouagadougou Airport, a 420 million redevelopment, will generate 5,000 new jobs for the Burkina Faso people. The new terminal will attract 1.5 million passengers per year. Justice, equality, self-determination. The country's first gold refinery, annual refining capacity of 150 tons, is expected to create 100 direct jobs and over 5,000 indirect jobs. The country's move towards local processing of gold. Justice, equality, self-determination. Investing in road construction. 343 kilometers of new highway in 2024. Roads facilitate regional trade and neighbouring countries' road links to the capital of Ouagadougou and the Gibraltar region. Improvement to the Kaya Highway and Ouagadougou-Zenaria Highway. Justice, equality, self-determination. The Zulu solar power plant boasts an impressive capacity of 33 megawatts. These initiatives are a step towards reducing reliance on fossil fuels, mitigating climate change, and fostering sustainable economic growth. Justice, equality, self-determination. The Ouagadougou high-speed train project will link the capital of Burkina Faso and the Ivory Coast over a distance of 1,150 kilometers. It will reduce the travel time from 36 hours to 6 hours and transport more than 5 million passengers and 10 million tons of goods per year. It will promote regional integration, trade, tourism, and sustainable development. Justice. I know that could have gone on. I know that could have gone on from far longer, but there's so much more to say. And we will later on the Motivator Show. Well, this is where we translate our words into action and where success is ours for the taking. We'll have the chairman of the Burkinabe people here in Britain, here on the Motivator Show, to provide an update to our podcast last November. Wasn't that fantastic? I thought I'd just replay some of our intro video this time, but I have an updated version for you, which will be played after this podcast. So watch this space. Stay with us. There's much we've got to pack into before the chairman arrives. But I hope you're well. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're feeling vigorous. This is the Motivator Show. Remember, this is where we translate words into action because success is ours for the taking. Yes, 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 yes. I'm feeling good. Yes, you've guessed that. You've guessed that. So stay with us. In 35 minutes' time, the chairman will be with us. But much to pack in. And first of all, I want to recognize two or three of our past contributors, because those contributors have really infused people. Enthusiasm, ensure that you are focused, you understand what is possible. Nothing is impossible. Again, nothing is impossible. So if in doubt, for advice, I could say it again, if in doubt, ask for advice, because this is the motivator. Here we are motivating you to action because actions speak louder than words. No matter what anyone says, action speaks louder than words. All right? Be aware. Be aware. But before I begin, I want to again give a big thumbs up to Councillor Naima Ali. Yeah, you remember the warrior woman. Yes, the warrior. Yep, the FGM survivor. Yeah, the female genital mutilation survivor. And I know she has received a tremendous response from you all in support of the campaign to eliminate FGM from the face of the earth. So no longer will women have to suffer the indignity of part of their bodies being mutilated in order to satisfy some other person's needs or wants. Let's give a big round of applause to Councillor Naima Ali, the worshipful Mayor of Southwark here in London, and her campaign to eliminate FGM. And I've got to say, each time I mention her name to people, they are inspired. There's a recognition. There's a recognition that if we don't support people such as Councillor Naima Ali, the worshipful Mayor of Southwark here in London, in her campaign to eliminate FGM from the face of the earth, then who are we as human beings to allow half the population, hundreds of millions of women, to suffer the indignity of having part of their bodies mutilated? Now, if you wish to reach out to her, let me put it on the screen. She runs the organization called Unshackled Duma. And again, here is the email address to contact her. It's unshackledduma, followed by number 2 at gmail.com. Unshackled Duma, Duma, D-U-M-A-R, followed by the digit 2, unshackledduma at gmail.com. Okay? She's there to support you women who have been gone through this experience and you are survivors and need support. Reach out to her. If you're a man and you absolutely object to this practice, to this so-called custom, again, contact her and join with us in the campaign against FGM. Let's no longer expose women to this brutality, the brutal treatment. Brutal treatment. There is no clinical benefit to it. It causes harm and perpetual pain. And when I'm shocked by the number of women who just suffer the perpetual pain, as if it's normal. It is not normal. We've got to ensure that no other women are exposed to this perpetual pain and embarrassment. Long may that campaign continue. Long may it continue. Praise be, praise Jah, Rastafari. I had to say that, just an affirmation. Affirmation. It's an important campaign. Well done, Naima. Well done. We're there with you. We're there with you. I also want to give a quick note, of course, before I go on to the other faces of this podcast. Another big shout out to the wonderful people of Namibia. Okay. Wasn't that a fantastic podcast, if I may say so? It was informative. It provided you a clear understanding of what Germany, yep, that colonial power, yep, still refuses to accept its past, yep, and the shameful past. Imagine committing genocide to such an extent that more than 80% of a peoples is eliminated, murdered, yeah, in the most brutal manner. Men, women, and children, all for what? Control of their mineral resources, control of their land. How shameful, how shameful. I want to give a big thumbs up to the Paramount Chief, yeah, who was here with us at our last podcast. I want to recognize him and applaud his courage, okay? And I say to you all, it is another example here in the 20th, 21st century how the past has shaped the future. But you can make the difference. You will make the difference. I say thumbs up to the Paramount Chief and his courage. We're there with you, sir. We're there with you. We will make sure that this issue is not forgotten. In fact, it will not be forgotten. Let's be clear about that. Let's be clear about that. Let's be clear. I want to give a big thumbs up to you and say thank you for appearing. And we look forward to your update in 6 months' time on progress made. Can you imagine the German leadership offered in compensation, in partial restitution or reconciliation, I'm told. $1.3 billion over a period of 30 years. Oh, I laugh, but my gosh, the sheer arrogance of it, the sheer arrogance. I know the German people are better than that. Okay. I know the German people are better than that. Okay. Get around the table. Speak with the paramount chief. Speak with the leader of the Herero and Namba people. Speak directly to them. Yeah. Speak directly to them. And I'm sure the Ovambo people who control the government will allow this to happen. Yeah. I look forward to speaking directly to you all in the not too distant future. Okay. We must do better. We must do better. And better we shall be. Yeah. We must do better. Well done. But to the paramount chief, another big thumbs up to you. Well done. Well done. Keep up the fight. Keep up the fight. Keep up the fight. We remain there with you. We remain there with you. It was necessary to give those two highlights because these were very recent podcasts. These were these are real people, and these are experiences right now. Wasn't not yesterday. Yeah, it wasn't in a dream. These are experiences right now. Can you imagine losing more than 80% of your people to brutality, the most uncivilized brutality? And I know the German people are better than that. Hey, 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 hey. The future is what we now make it. Praise be, praise be, praise be. All righty. I want to now just go into the next phase, which is the very important phase, the phase that addresses you. I am an unusual podcaster because each of my podcasts, I include a few minutes to lifestyle messages. Why do I do this? Well, I have to say, right across the world, I'm most certainly here in Britain, I'm most certainly here in London, where I'm based. Illnesses pervade the communities that are clearly avoidable. And the public health messages are not simply getting through. So it's incumbent upon all the members of the community, like myself, okay, who've got a conscience, who can see the illnesses that are pervading in the communities. Okay? And if we don't speak up, the situation continues, perpetuates. In some cases, becomes worse. We are our brothers and sisters' keepers. Yeah. Don't believe any foolishness that suggests that we are alone. We're individuals and individuals that matter. No, no civilization, no great nation has become great by only thinking about itself. Yep. That's why the current leader of the US is now discovering the truth. It cannot be one person first, yet one nation first. We all got to be first. We all do this together. If you want to go fast and become super rich very quickly, you do it by yourself. That's fine. Yeah. But if you want to go far and you want to hold on to your riches and your wealth and accumulate it over a sustained long period of time, we do it together. That's the only way forward. All human civilizations that have grown and have been sustained have discovered allegiances, alliances, yeah, friendships are the only way forward. Oh, yeah. So lifestyle messages are designed to uphold that basic principle that we are our brothers and sisters keepers. And we have information. We should share it with our brothers and sisters. Yeah. We should share it. Because in doing so, we multiply the value of that information. And it's highly probable you receive much, much more in return. And I can testify to that as being so. So I want to commend to you these lifestyle messages. I want you to take them on board. And whilst these lifestyle messages are focused on London here in Britain, okay, they are relevant worldwide. So I want you to pay very close attention to it, very close attention to it. But if in doubt, ask questions. Listen keenly. Don't turn off. Listen keenly. Yeah? And if it doesn't apply to you, I want you to share this message with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your networks. Listen keenly. The Motivator Show, the internet's most inspirational podcast. Every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. I choose a healthy lifestyle. I will relax and when possible attend a spa. I will eat healthy food and drink appropriate amount of water each day. I will exercise and maintain fitness. I will not be afraid of doctors and seek out medical examination when I need it. I will promote good mental health because it's important to me. I deserve to be happy. London is United Kingdom's capital city. It is amongst the most cosmopolitan in the world. It possesses all possible extremes, including in wealth, cultural and religious diversities. The main causes of illness and premature death in London, like the rest of the United Kingdom, are coronary heart disease, strokes, cancers and respiratory diseases. Other key health challenges in London include tuberculosis, issues relating to sexual health, including HIV/AIDS, mental health, and drug and alcohol misuse. It is likely that these issues and diabetes and obesity will continue to be priorities over the next 10 years. As London's diverse population increases, there's also likely to be an increase in diseases which are more prevalent in some black and ethnic minority communities, such as high blood pressure and renal diseases. I choose a healthy lifestyle. I will relax and when possible attend a spa. I will eat healthy food and drink appropriate amount of water each day. I will exercise and maintain fitness. I will not be afraid of doctors and seek out medical examination when I need it. I will promote good mental health because it's important to me. I deserve to be happy. London currently has high levels of health inequalities with unacceptable variations in infant mortality and life expectancy across the capital. Tackling these issues is likely to remain a key challenge over the next 10 years. London is United Kingdom's capital city. It is amongst the most cosmopolitan in the world. It possesses all possible extremes, including in wealth, cultural and religious diversities. The causes of health inequalities are similar to those that determine health in general, including, for example, housing conditions, employment opportunities, environmental factors such as pollution, the amount of exercise undertaken, one's diet and smoking, and access to health services. I choose a healthy lifestyle. I will relax and when possible attend a spa. I will eat healthy food and drink appropriate amount of water each day. I will exercise and maintain fitness. I will not be afraid of doctors and seek out medical examination when I need it. I will promote good mental health because it's important to me. I deserve to be happy. Public health priorities. Life expectancy is stalling and health inequalities are widening. After a century of increases, the decades prior to COVID-19 pandemic saw improvement in life expectancy amongst the UK population stall. For some, these improvements went into reverse. Between 2010 and 2012 and 2016 and 2018, life expectancy among women living in the most deprived 10% of areas of England fell, with the largest increases in the northeast. The diseases now most prevalent within the communities include diabetes, high blood pressure, heart conditions, cardiovascular diseases, lungs, cancers, and obesity. London is United Kingdom's capital city. It is amongst the most cosmopolitan in the world. It possesses all possible extremes, including in wealth, cultural and religious diversities. Professor Kevin Fenton, CBE. Kevin Fenton is the president of the Faculty of Public Health. He's also a senior public health expert and infectious disease epidemiologist who has worked in a variety of public health executive leadership roles across government and academia in the United Kingdom and internationally. His specialist interests are in tackling health inequalities, infectious disease prevention and control, climate justice, and urban health. Professor Fenton is the Regional Director for London in the Office for Health Improvement and Disparities within the Department of Health and Social Care. Within this role, he's also the Statutory Public Health Advisor to the Mayor of London and the Greater London Authority, and the Regional Director of Public Health for NHS London. He is also the Government Chief Advisor on HIV and Chair of the HIV Action Plan Implementation Steering Group for England. Professor Kevin Fenton says, I'm a public health director. Here are 5 things you can do to improve your health. 1. Mindful and balanced eating. Nourish wisely. Eat whole, balanced meals with awareness to support energy and well-being. 2. Get outside. Be with nature. Time outside reduces stress, improves mood, and strengthens your connection to the world. Stay curious, stay engaged, explore new interests, keep your mind sharp, social contacts, and boost your happiness. 4. Get active, move it or lose it. Move daily, lift weight, and do cardio. Exercise, improve physical, mental, mood, and energy. 5. Prioritize rest and sleep. Disconnect. Rest. Quality sleep supports mental clarity, emotional balance, and overall health. I choose a healthy lifestyle. I will relax and when possible attend a spa. I will eat healthy food and drink appropriate amount of water each day. I will exercise. Oh yes, those key messages, those lifestyle messages, I know have saved lives, transformed lives, saved lives. And that's why in each of my podcasts, I'll devote a few minutes to lifestyle messages. So we think about our health, think about what we eat, think about our exercise, think about our general well-being. It is essential if you want to build strong communities, strong societies. I know that Captain President Ibrahim Traoré would approve. I've seen his work in Burkina Faso. The Makonabes are clearly a people who are upright and proud, strong, and they ensure they maintain that strength because they make and take deliberate action to do so. But here in Britain, there are examples of particularly African peoples, regardless of their ethnicity, their tribal affiliation, regardless of their religious affiliation, regardless of their social status or their education, coming together in common aim and common purpose, and this demonstrating Pan-Africanism in its essence. Unity is strength. Come together in common aim and common purpose, and demonstrating what is possible when you have a vision, when you're clear what you want to achieve for yourself, your family, and your wider communities. What I want to do now is give an example. People come together in common aim and common purpose. So these are not idle words that I utter today. There are actual examples of people coming together in common aim and common purpose. Watch these people exercising together. They didn't know each other prior, but they've come together in common aim and common purposes. They've pulled their resources so they can exercise together to make a meaningful impact on their life. I know Captain President Ibrahim Traoré would approve of these actions. Praise Jah. Rastafari.
Cheese. Famous. Hello, 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 hello. Awe. 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 You get one life only. Me self get one life only. Why we no go use am gladdy and enjoy the time. Palava no dey finish. Time me no dey wait nobody. Now why I dey try for always get am nice every day and night. This one way we offend we self na nobody own. You want to eat with you much we go down you belly na you young. And the balance where you go die left na all the money on. So why for the greedy you say for? Now the motor car where you let buy am. If you see finance where you collect bill am oh. You meet up woman where you let yanam. And if you let the man na for keep am. Want them oh. The food where you feel for eat na for eat am. That fine la pan where you let na for buy am. And try am oh. And if you baby love you back love am. But if you love them all now you not for left am. Want them more. Cause nobody know waiting tomorrow all. So every day of my life till old I fasting enjoyment stay go. Now for land for care for yourself. Nobody love you pass you yourself. All man they fed for himself oh. Now why I know they allowed with you other man they pan take me peace away. Me joy away. Me smile away. Oh no no make nobody take you peace away. Me joy away. Me smile away. Oh no no. Every day. I see they also they work for the pay. They like Lamoko on a small you the cage. Land for the loose body 110. No to money, no to gently. No money make not man and bother. As long as you get waiting, you they eat. Land for the loose body 110. This one way we all fend we safe, now nobody own. You want to eat what you want, we go down you belly now you young. And the balance where you go die left now all the money on. So why for the greedy you say for? Now the motor car where you let buy am. If you see finance where you collect bill am oh. You meet up woman where you let yanam. And if you let the man na for keep am. Want them oh. The food where you feel for eat na for eat am. That fine la pan where you let na for buy am. And try am oh. And if you baby love you back love am. But if you love them all now you na for left am. Want them more. Cause nobody know waiting tomorrow all. So every day of my life till old I fasting enjoyment stay go. Now for land for care for yourself. Nobody love you pass you yourself. All man they fed for himself oh. Now why I know they allowed with you other man they pan take me peace away. Me joy away. Me smile away. Oh no make nobody take you peace away. Me joy away.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. I think the messages are clear. That we've got to take care of ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves, how can we take care of our families? We can't take care of our families. How can we take care of our communities? We can't take care of our communities. How can we take care of our societies? Yeah. How can we take care? So reparations begins with self. Yeah. It's a decision. You take a conscious decision to maintain and promote good health, both physical, mental, and spiritual health. It's a decision, a deliberate decision, as was the decision taken by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, that he's not only the youngest president in the world, but one of the attractions that I found for him is this. He simply takes a captain's salary. That's all he does. He simply takes a captain's salary. I did the research, and I'm just going to look at Africa for now, okay? I'm not in any way disparaging these leaders. I'm simply drawing a comparison. Mhm. And these comparisons are intended to show the differences. And we might therefore think about potential changes. So Captain Traoré, yeah, President Traoré, simply takes a captain's salary so he can feed his family. Yeah, he doesn't live in an audaciously luxurious house. Yeah, doesn't drive these motorcades. Yep, none of that. None of those trappings. Think about that. Yeah, he's the president of a country. Again, the names I call are not intended to disparage. It's intended to draw a comparison as to why this podcast, when the chairman arrived of the Burkina people here in Britain, yeah, when he arrived, we're going to discuss the achievements of this, well, truly inspirational leader. Truly inspirational leader. We're going to discuss his achievement. But I just want to draw some comparisons for you. The president of Uganda, Mr. Museveni, okay, he is worth $13 billion as a result of his political activities. $13 billion. Yeah? That's the president of Uganda. The president of Nigeria, the country I mentioned, yeah, President Bola Tinubu, he is worth more than $4 billion as a result of his political activities. Yeah, okay. The president of Equatorial Guinea, yeah, President O'Brien, he's worth more than $600 million as a result of his political activities. Note, its political activities. President of Rwanda, President Kagame, he's worth more than $510 million as a result of his political activities. The president of Kenya, President Ruto, is worth more than $480 million as a result of his political activities. Wow. I could go on. There are more here. There are more. And if you want to understand the problems with leadership across, I refer to as being our mother continent of Africa. Okay. That's it. The principles on which underwrites, underscores the leadership. Yeah, that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. to go into leadership in order to enrich yourself, your family, and your immediate networks is wrong. I'm stating it is wrong. I'm a politician, and trust me, I've been given many opportunities. It is wrong. In principle, it is wrong and leads to poor leadership, poor decision making, and it adversely affects the people. Adversely affects the people. And I'll just turn to Nigeria for a moment. The fourth or fifth largest oil exporter in the world. Yeah. But yet, that country cannot guarantee for its citizens reliable electricity. It's sitting on an ocean of oil, but it cannot guarantee reliable electricity. How can a country with such incredible potential, yeah, the population growth is going off the chart, but yet still cannot guarantee reliable electricity for its people? I know President Tinubu will listen to broadcasts like me. I'm not criticizing you. I simply asked a question. But if there's a plan to resolve that situation, I invite the Nigerian government to please reach out to us. Just send a link to the plan. And I'm happy to recite the plan here. I'm not criticizing you. I'm making the observation. Your success is our success. But I am struck by it. I'm struck by that. I'm struck by it. But I'm going to put my fingers up to Mr. Dangote. Finally, Nigeria is refining its own oil. It's not simply selling the unrefined oil. It's now selling more profitable refined oil to the world. Thumbs up to you. Thumbs up to you. Thumbs up to you. There are other examples in Nigeria, which I'll give light to in a podcast in not too distant future. Of course, Nigeria is an important country. But I had to draw that comparison. I had to draw that comparison. And I see many examples across the world of contradictions. Yeah? I'm told, and I started my research in Burkina Faso, that it is one of the poorest countries in the world. Yeah. Prior to President Ibrahim Traoré becoming president, one of the poorest countries in the world, least developed. Yeah, I was told. Yeah, it's a place you don't want to go to. The motorway, you don't want to go there. Oh no, you have insurgencies all over the place. You know, it's insecure. But once you get below the surface, the truth reveals itself, and that truth will become more apparent when this interview begins with the chairman of the Burkina people here in Britain. Yeah. I just want to keep this in mind. I want you to keep this in mind. One of the agreements that country had is with France for security. France, of course, is an incredibly rich country for reasons I will not go into right now. But I can assure you it was not because of the French genius. Yeah, okay? It was because of their genius. It was not. There's lots of blood in France. Lots of blood. Yeah? Brutal blood. Savage blood in France. And it's the French that offered security to Burkina Faso. But whilst the French were there with their bases, the security situation got worse and worse and worse. I'm not blaming the French. And, you know, if I say to the French people, I've got it wrong, please reach out to us to correct the record. I'm happy to be corrected publicly. I'm fine with that. But I'm a neutral observer looking in from the outside. It was getting worse until the arrival of the inspired Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Right, let's see if we've got my guest coming in now. And let's go get this interview underway. This is going to be truly an inspirational podcast. It will be one that we get below the surface and we focus not on Africa's failings, as is generally the case. We'll look at Africa's achievement and likely future achievements. We're not going to engage in this negative propaganda, which is very popularized in the Western press. We will not engage in Western propaganda. Okay? Because we will do a podcast very soon on Zimbabwe and the groundbreaking technology that's coming out of Zimbabwe. Yeah. Electricity at a price that you and I can afford. It's coming out of Zimbabwe, out of Africa. Yeah. And the big corporations here in Britain, Europe, Americas, and other places are trying to suppress the technology. Despite the fact here in Britain we have a cost of living crisis. Anyway, I'm going to ask the chairman. I saw you there in the green room. Please come back into the green room. We'll get the interview underway. I'll ask the chairman, come back into the green room. I'll bring you into the live stream now. Come on in now, please. Come on in now. And we'll get this interview underway. There's much more I want to share with you. There's much more to share with you. Because together, we will make the difference. Together, we will make the difference. The chairman, please come in now to the interview room. We'll get the interview underway. I'm now ready for you. I am now ready for you. It was on time. It was me wrapping on. There we are. I'll get him back in the room. Bear with me for a moment. I'll get the chairman back in and we'll get this live podcast underway. And we're going to really blow your socks off, okay? Because the news we have to share with you will be truly inspirational. I'll get the chairman into the podcast now. If he could come back in, I'll get the chairman to come back in now. Let's see if I can get the chairman to come back in now. Mr. Chairman, can you come into the green room now? We're now ready for you. There we go. Let's get him in here now. Mr. Chairman, are you come back in? There we are. I can persuade him to come in. I'm going to play a little bit of the intro video so we can get sort out the chairman. There we go. Just watch this. Don't go anywhere. Just get him in now. We'll get him in now. Here we go. Creator Show. The internet's most inspirational podcast. Every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. By the 11th century, the descendants of the Quadrado established a centralized state that became known as the Mossi Kingdoms. This kingdom played a significant role in shaping the region's history and politics. The most prominent Mossi kingdom include Ouagadougou, the political and spiritual center of the Mossi culture. Its rulers are known as the Mogonaba, who still hold symbolic power today. Yatanga, known for its military strength and interaction with neighboring empires like the Songhai and Mali empires. Tendogo, the oldest Mossi kingdom, believed to have been established by Ouagadougou himself. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. Mogonaba, king of the Mossi. Mossi represents 40% of the population of Burkina Faso, 6.2 million Mercambes. All righty, we're now ready for the chairman. Let's get this show underway. It will truly be an inspirational podcast. Here we go. Let's get him in. Here we go. Let's get him up there. I'm going to put him on this side. Here we go. I believe we're successful. Oh, sir. Oh, right. It is magnificent. It is magnificent. Oh, now you've got the camera facing into the light, so you're in the dark. Sorry, sir. turn this around so we can see your
should I?
face. Okay. Sorry about that. There we go. There we are. Whilst he sorts out his camera. So I've given you examples of other leaders and the wealth they've accumulated whilst in political power. Yeah? The president of Uganda now worth $13 billion. It's a ridiculous figure. The president of Nigeria being worth $4 billion. These are ridiculous figures for politicians. We're not enterprise. We're not business people. We're just politicians. We're policymakers. Yeah, yeah. Social framers, as it were. Yeah. We're not supposed to be making money out of this. We're supposed to live absolutely, live by principles absolutely, promote good governance, well, absolutely. But it's the enterprise, the business people are supposed to make the money. And if a politician is richer at the point of going into politics, at the point of leaving politics, and it runs into the hundreds of millions of billions, I say to you, you should question that politician. Oh dear. Oh dear. But let me move over now to the great people of Burkina Faso and their inspired leader, President Ibrahim Traoré. And indeed, their inspired UK leader we have here today. Sir, how are you? Where's your instrument? You're supposed to be playing your instrument for us, sir.
Greetings. It's all here.
Ah, ah.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Uh,
might get you promised us you were going to play your instrument for. I'm sorry, I'm going to not embarrass you in a live podcast, but I'm telling you, we'll quite hear you play. So, how are
yeah.
you? First of all, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much for having me here again for the second time. It's wonderful to be here with you, and you're doing a commanding job. So kudos to you, and kudos to your viewers
Just
all
ask you,
around you.
just to introduce yourself. Just say your name, and the organisation you're from. Just for the
Yeah,
benefit of
my
the
name
viewers.
is Wen Panyarde Allen Wamba. I'm the chairman of the community in of of Burkina Faso in the UK. Yeah,
Mhm. Absolutely, a beginner
and
bay, a beginner
yeah,
bay.
I am an part-time architect, a musician, and also but I write my own compositions.
Hmm. I'm going to be really naughty. Look, you promised us to play. Your
Yeah,
few seconds you were here last time,
yeah.
you attracted my attention. Where's your instrument? Come on, give us a moment just before we start this very serious interview, and we will be very serious. Are you able to just play a few notes for us whilst we're here? Come on.
Yeah,
All right. Hey,
this is actually a tune.
hey, we're going to hear
This is
the
actually
chairman's
a tune.
artistic abilities now. Here we go. 'Cause I know he teaches, you see. He teaches the instrument. We're just going to get a flavour of it. Just to set the tone. Because Africa is on the rise. Africa is on the rise. And with people such as President Ibrahim Traoré, Africa is most certainly on the rise. Now listen, what is, describe the instrument to us, just for the benefit of our audience. Describe the instrument to us. Wow. And this is called, and the instrument is called, what's it called, this instrument you have?
This one is called Ngoni.
Ngoni. Mm-hmm.
Kamale Ngoni. It means the young man harp. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, it's used in West Africa, especially Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Gambia as well, I think.
uh-huh.
I guess so.
Okay.
It's the same family as the kora.
Uh-huh.
The gonis are more used. You have the Doson goni, which was used by the hunters before they go hunting in the forest, the Dogon
Okay.
hunters.
Uh-huh.
That's the instrument they use to motivate themselves, to give themselves more energy before getting
Absolutely.
into the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
Thank
the
you.
kora, same family as the Kora. The Kora is traditionally known as the historian, the griots.
Mm-hmm.
So they use it to pass the message to the population. So we
Yes,
use it
yes.
for all kind of ceremonies.
I know you do. I know you do. It struck a chord. Just play a few. Yeah, play a little bit. Play a little bit for us, just so we can appreciate you, sir. We can't see the instrument, mind you, but mhm. Very good. Wow.
So sorry,
There
it
you
needs
are. There you are.
yeah,
Thank
it
you.
needs tuning. I don't know if we have time
I know, I
for
know, I know, I know.
yeah.
I wanted you to play it because you know
Mhm.
there are going to be thousands of young people watching this, okay, and they
Yeah,
want to get a sense of the people, okay, and I
yeah,
know that music is a powerful means of communication. Mhm.
true, true,
And
true.
you quite rightly described that before
Hmm.
going hunting, using music as a mean to inspire, to set the
True.
mind in the right
Hmm.
frame, yeah, so that
Hmm.
you can hunt with focus and intention. Okay,
Yeah. Hmm.
absolutely, absolutely right.
And
Now,
we do use it as well as a way of team building because
hmm
music is a way to gather people together. And
that's
to
right.
make music, you don't have to be selfish. You know, you always need
Yes,
to be, collaborate
that's right.
together.
That's right.
So we use that. We use drummings. We use other instruments to do team buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Work in
Mm-hmm.
the corporate world. We say
Yes,
they're really into it right
yes,
now because they understand the power of music to kind of, bring the team together
absolutely.
and focus on one goal.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, thank you for that. And thank you for being good sport, mind you, because some people would say, oh, no, I'm not going to do this. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay? Your heart is open. Your heart is open.
Mhm.
Last time you were here,
Yeah,
you inspired many. You inspired many. Okay? And I expressed my, envy that you plan to go to your homeland, Burkina Faso, in
yeah.
January. In January.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
believe you went along. You
Yeah,
also went along with donations. You actually went on with a small entourage, I gather, as well. Okay.
yeah. Thanks to you. Actually, after the interview here,
Mhm.
I got a few phone call of
Yes.
people who wanted to actually make the trip with us.
Good for them.
And yeah, not everyone made it, but
Mhm.
we went with three people managed to
Mhm.
go with us.
Good. Good. I've spoken
Yeah.
to a number of them, you see, and
Okay.
they were truly inspired. Okay.
Hmm.
But let's come back to it though. So you went, and I'm not sure if you were able to meet the man himself. I'm not sure if you were able to meet him. But
No,
uh-huh.
yeah, we were unfortunately we weren't able to meet him in person because
Mhm.
the time we were there, he was in mission. know.
Yes. Yes.
Um yeah, and when he came back, there was promising us that we get the chance to meet him. So
Mhm.
we didn't get the chance to meet him. We went on to meet the foreign minister of foreign affairs,
Okay.
for the donation.
Okay.
Uh, so we didn't get the chance to meet the man
That's fair
himself.
enough. That's fair enough.
Mm,
But just for the benefit, and I said I've spoken to a number who went with you and others who have now visited the country. Uh,
yeah.
just give us some idea. Give us a sense of when you got off the plane. Okay,
Mhm.
what was your first impression? First of all, what was your first impression?
My first impression is
Mm-hmm.
that the country is moving forward.
Yes.
Uh, People are more focused on the goal, and there's a
Mm-hmm.
sense of also no security now. A lot of security in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, for me was I just like kind of was really happy to touch down in
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
country. It
And
was
if I may, Mr. Chairman, so the your first impression, you could see progression. Just give me an example of comparing when you were last there to the most recent visit. What was notable change? What was the notable change?
For me, the noticeable change is actually the roads. The
The
roads,
roads, yes. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
and actually new roads are being constructed and others
Hmm.
is already open. So we have flyover linking Ouagadougou to different places. And
Yes.
what I found as well is that the city is expanding
Hmm.
because people are actually, you know, building, and they're expanding it more. There used to be places where, for me, it was kind of, you know, nothing in there. There's only trees. And
Yes.
nowadays, I see new settlements. People are kind of, investing and building, which
Yes.
kind this give you a sense of like kind of people are more, there's more secure because you don't really invest into a place unless you feel
Secure.
confident that
Yes.
it's secure and peaceful.
Okay. So improved roads, and I've been plotting the road improvement, and I've got a number of schemes here on my notes, and I can see that hundreds of millions has been spent to improve roads to connect the country with the neighbouring countries.
Hmm.
Also, train lines have also been upgraded between yourself and Ghana to access
Yeah, yeah,
to
that's still on construction. I
hmm.
think there was a treaty between us and Ghana.
Yes.
So Ghana was supposed to build a trade line into the
Mm.
border of Ghana, and
Hmm.
Burkina Faso link it all the way to the capital.
Okay.
In my research, I think Ghana have already done his all the way
Right.
to the port of Tema.
Okay.
So it's just a little bit left to reach the border, and then we should take it from there
Brilliant.
to Ouagadougou.
So, yep, I've been watching that, and of course,
Yeah.
there's a similar connection between Burkina Faso and Togo. I understand. Yep, at a further
And Togo,
mm, mm,
that's the thing. There is already an existing one that
mhm,
links Burkina Faso to Ivory Coast,
mhm.
and but that's a project that was built by Thomas Sankara, which is
Yes, yes,
he managed to mobilize the people of Burkina Faso to
mm,
build the railway, by hand with their own hands. So
mhm,
men and women and children join
yes,
in,
yes,
bringing the joint forces to build that railway,
mm,
and that's
mhm,
still in existence.
yes,
But at the moment, the project is to link Burkina Faso with Togo and with Ghana,
yes.
which is work in progress. I haven't seen the final product yet.
Brilliant, brilliant. And I now have two friends who are living in the country. Okay,
Mhm.
and now beginning to receive at least weekly updates. But I will be visiting, so hopefully you and I can go there together. But I'll be visiting. But
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
definitely,
I look
definitely.
forward to it. But you
Yeah.
mentioned in your intro security, and this is a big area. Okay,
Hmm.
now you've kicked out the French. Okay,
Hmm.
and you've taken responsibility for security. Tell us about security, because this is always a question that used to come up prior to Ibrahim Traoré becoming president. Security
Hmm.
was a big issue, big concern, and
Yeah.
hindered both investment, growth, and all the other negative consequences. Tell us about security in the country.
I think, close to the government and to Ibrahim, they've done a massive work on the security side, and nowadays, like, is they they actually managed to to pay some, material, like,
Hmm.
for with the fund of the diaspora and the people of Burkina Faso
Yes.
that they raised. They managed to, before they said they didn't have no. no bullets or arms or
That's right.
anything.
That's right.
The French was denying them to buy.
That's
So
right.
now they got that on, and they recruited new population joint hand forces actually to secure the country.
Yes.
So
Yes.
nowadays is most of the country now is in control of the government,
Yes.
which wasn't the case before. Before was that a lot of the soldiers wasn't prepared enough or didn't have or the equipment didn't necessarily
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
to secure the area. But nowadays, I think they got enough. They got a lot of equipment and they're well prepared.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, they're well prepared to defend the country. And talking about security, even I don't know, those who went with me probably have told you, there is voluntary population actually also who do the security in Burkina,
Yes.
who
That's
volunteer
right.
to do the security.
That's
So
right.
every night on all the roundabout, you got young people who gather together. They call it the informers. They call them
Indeed.
the informers. So it's people
Yes.
who gather together who decided that they need to protect their president and they need to
Yes.
protect their country.
Absolutely.
So any information that anything that happen, that they bring the information to the authority.
Yes. Yes.
Any
I
information they gather, they bring it to the authority.
That's right, and I have been monitoring this aspect of it because it's always a concern. Level of
Yeah.
security. If you make an investment, will you lose it? If you live there, would you always feel on edge and so on?
Mm,
Based upon the feedback I'm receiving, most certainly
mm,
there was a time where you would be concerned, but the
mm.
situation has been transformed in a relatively short period of time. Yeah, and that's where you take control of your own security. You're not depending
Yeah.
upon another man for your security. You take
Mm,
responsibility. You form allegiances with those who share your outlook for the country. This is why
yeah.
connection with both China and Russia has been a godsend to the country. So now you've been able to upgrade and improve all your military equipment, and of course upgrade the training for the soldiers to ensure they can they have the equipment and they can defend the nation. Okay, I think it's
Yeah.
fantastic. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. You're proud of yourself, sir. You should be, I don't understand why you're not smiling. You should be smiling with happiness.
Yeah.
you know, absolute pride, absolute pride. You've taken control,
Yeah.
you've taken responsibility, not depending upon another
Mm,
man. You take responsibility. You've found your own solutions to the insurgency that were disrupting the nation. Yeah, undermining
yeah.
confidence in the leadership and ensuring then that the people were always afraid. Yeah, you've turned it around, and you
Mm,
together have made this a Burkina Faso place that people like me saying, I want to go. I want to reside
mm.
there. That's where I want to live. Hey,
Yeah.
that's saying it with enthusiasm. Yeah. If you think
Yeah.
this podcast will stimulate even more of us to want to go
Mm,
to your land, yeah, because we know it's
mm,
secure. It's a place for opportunities. In fact,
mm,
let's talk about these opportunities. I just want to talk about that, if I may.
mm.
Now, let's talk about gold, for example.
Yeah.
Burkina Faso is the world's fourth largest exporter of gold. Can
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
imagine? Eh,
Yeah.
eh,
But before we did not sign the previous leader did not actually sign a good deal on the gold, so the gold
indeed,
did not benefit the people of Burkina Faso.
indeed.
Only 10% of the companies that was there, only 10% was going to the government, 90% for the companies. So
Hold on to that? Just slow down, because this is also the case still currently in Ghana. Yeah? It's
yeah,
still currently the state.
yeah,
But in Burkina Faso, it's the same arrangement, and I have to say it, okay, with French, British,
mm,
American, German, Spanish, Italian, Belgian, Dutch companies, yeah, who
mm.
took 90% of the wealth, the gold wealth, and only gave the people 10%.
10%, yeah. So President Ibrahim
Wow.
Traoré came in and he said, "This is not right. We need
No.
to renegotiate all these things." And previously all the gold was taken away to be refined
Refined
and
elsewhere.
yeah, elsewhere. So and then they come and tell you how much was refined and how much gold you produce. So nowadays he said, no, this is not going to happen anymore. We have to build a refinery here. So all the gold have to be refined in front of us.
In
So we
Burkina
know,
Faso.
yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes.
we know how it is. So yeah, so it's been a progress on that, and I think you know in the future it will benefit more the people and the country
Yes.
than before.
Without a shadow of a doubt, sir,
Mm.
he's banned the export of unrefined gold. All gold must be refined within the country. Yeah,
Within the country, yeah, yeah,
absolutely, absolutely,
yeah.
and that's the way forward. And that wholly, wholly degrading situation in which
Mm.
a foreign country would mine your gold and you only get 10% of the
Yeah.
wealth of that gold.
You
You're
only get
off. It's ridiculous, huh? Isn't it
It's
ridiculous?
ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah.
And there were promises alongside with it, but it's never been fulfilled because
That's right. Yeah.
companies that was going to say, "Oh yeah, we're going to give jobs to the people, we're going to build roads, we're going to make,
They
we're
lied.
gonna
Straight,
transform
sir.
the village we are mining the gold, we're going to transform the village." But after so many years of being there, it's they only degrading the land and the place. You can't see nothing have been done
Uh,
in there.
and we can only hope that the people of Ghana, under their new presidents, will
Mm.
follow your
Yeah,
lead.
Mahama.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm hoping because he's into the Kwame Nkrumah ideology.
Mhm.
So hopefully he will bring Ghana back to where it needs to be.
Can I just move on to another aspect of your leader's work, and that's the processing of food security. And just take tomatoes for example. Okay,
Yeah,
just tell us about the new tomato processing plant that's been built in. And why it is important. Yeah, I understand it's processing more than 300,000 tons of tomatoes. So in the old days, tomatoes would have been exported, and then the people would have imported tomato puree at a much
pure. Yeah.
inflated price. How ridiculous!
Yeah, that's a great, amazing project, and
Hmm.
I believe that Africa need an industrial revolution. So we need to
Yes,
actually have more factories, more stuff to produce our goods locally. So
yes,
I think
yes,
this is a big. It's a big project. I think it's two of them now
hmm,
ready,
yes.
and that's a big project. Rather,
Mhm.
before we imported tomato, we grow tomato in Burkina Faso, but we were importing tomato from different places.
With tomato puree, yeah. Can
Puree,
you
puree.
imagine? You,
Yeah, the tomato puree was imported from different places,
yeah,
and now we're going to have not only tomato puree for Burkina Faso, but it can be also exported to different
yes.
places
There you go.
like the neighborhood, and that's very good. It's not the only one. I think I was speaking to the delegate of the president actually last week,
Hmm.
and he said like the policy now is not to do business where they will import things.
Hmm.
They want to do business, they invite people, investors that actually going to build the factory there or gonna be, offer something to sell. They don't want to get into a business where they end up buying.
Hmm.
It will make them dependent
That's right.
So they rather have the source and planted in Burkina Faso,
Yes.
so
And
everyone can benefit from it.
and just keep focusing on the agricultural side, because what
Mhm.
80% or so of the population is employed in that sector. Okay,
Yeah,
so I gather that the government is offering, first of all, has purchased agricultural equipment. More than
Mhm.
5,000 tractors I see have been
yeah,
acquired. Yep, and
yeah,
it's been given to the farmers so they can farm the land more efficiently. Um,
yeah.
Harvesting of seeds to ensure
Hmm.
that there's consistent seed supply so they can grow on the land, offering technical training to farmers, an investment in the people. Just tell us more about this sector because it's an important part of the economy. But good gosh, that's real investment in the people, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Mm,
also from here as well. I saw that the bag of equipment from
mhm.
agriculture coming in, and it's it's large number of them, and there's
Yes.
others. There's more to come, and yeah, it's a great thing encouraging agriculture, and even now the army, the soldiers are not only just gonna be roaming with guns, they're going to contribute also into agriculture. So
Good.
a lot of there's a big land dedicated to to the soldiers,
Mhm.
so that they can not only farm, but they will farm and also they will help to build the roads and government infrastructure. So a lot of them
Self-sufficiency.
are being
Yes.
trained, so
Hmm.
they're not just recruited for this mission of for the security of the country, but they
Hmm.
want also them to be also part of the production, agriculture production, and
Hmm.
also helping to build infrastructure like roads and building. So
Absolutely right. Yes, absolutely right.
yeah,
Uh-huh. And just keep focus on the food security side.
on the
So
food security, yeah,
so the
I think
military.
if we
Hmm.
food security is very, very important. If we
Hmm.
remember, with Thomas Sankara, we achieved, self-sufficient in food already,
Hmm.
before.
Yes.
So with with what President Ibrahim Traoré is doing right now,
Hmm.
I believe that we will not only achieve the food sufficient, but we'll
Hmm.
be able also to import, organic natural food to
Right.
places. We are strategically located under the equator, so we
Yes.
get pure sun. So it means that
Yes.
all
Yes.
crops that is grown in Burkina Faso are organic,
Yes.
naturally organic.
Yes.
So in the UK here, if I go to the supermarket and I want organic stuff, it's just
Chemicals. Yes.
skyrocketing. So
Hmm.
yeah, to be able to produce goods over there with the tractors that just came in,
Hmm.
I'm sure it's gonna help the farmers, and yeah, and there will be more production of crops. So I'm sure that will kind of help the country. It said if
Absolutely.
if you if you're hungry, then you cannot do no, you cannot do work if you're hungry. But
Yes.
if you are able to feed yourself already,
Hmm.
then you got the strength to actually go on and make
Yes.
the eggs.
Thank you for that. It's such an important area, and it's one that is there are many uh, positives in that area of food
Yeah.
security, the equipment acquired, the the tens of thousands of new equipment that have been brought in, the training being offered to the farmers. These are both peasant farmers and more industrialized farmers. It is
Mhm.
really hopeful for the future. And again, another reason why I would visit. You never know. I may become a farmer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and actually, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, actually, I had a meeting with uh, company here offering uh, farming what is it, the
Farm,
not
farming.
organic
Oh,
organic
okay,
huh?
right. Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah, organic stuff. But I went back to speak to the president, and they were saying that it's very good. They really need compost.
Okay. Right.
They need organic stuff, but
Mhm.
if only if the companies are able to implant the it's a Ivorian company, but only
Okay.
if they're willing to actually implant the factory in Burkina
In Burkina
Faso.
Faso.
But if
Absolutely.
it's only trading,
Mhm.
sending and buying, they're not doing
No.
those kind of business anymore.
In other words, you want to build up greater capacity within the country. That's what you want to
Within
do.
the country, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. And
So anything to
absolutely.
do with farming right now is
Yes.
always welcome. Anybody who actually wants to
Hmm.
can help in that sector is always welcome. But they want something that is going to be built in the country
Absolutely.
rather
Build up
than
capacity. Do you
yeah.
hear that, people? Those of us in the diaspora, they want to build up capacity. You know, they don't want you to export to them. They want you to help build up capacity so we can export to the world. Yep. Can you
Mm,
imagine?
mm,
Export to the world. Don't worry, sir. Don't worry. You know this is going to have impact. You know this is going to have impact.
yeah,
Can I just move on to another aspect of the work
yeah.
of your great leader, President Ibrahim Traoré?
Mm,
You may have heard I said this in relation to Nigeria.
mhm,
Nigeria is what, the fifth or sixth largest oil exporter in the world, but is
yeah.
not yet currently able to offer energy security, a steady,
Mhm,
reliable electricity supply to its
yeah.
people,
Mhm,
despite taking tens of billions of dollars, sorry, hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue from the oil
mm,
industry. Quite
mhm,
remarkable.
yeah.
I'm interested. I'm very interested in a number of efforts by the leader, by the government to secure reliable energy supply, the
Mm,
hydropower and solar power. Let's just talk about hydropower. I
yeah.
understand that the Samadini Dam is almost completed now. Yep.
The Samadini
Mm.
plan is
Dam. Dam.
completed, and I think there's
Mm.
another dam in Zaktuli that is
Aha.
completed. So two dams
Yes.
are completed.
Yes. Okay. And
So
these will provide tens of megawatts of
yeah.
electricity. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. I believe that's an important development. And and when I considering, well, where in the country would I live, I want to make sure I've got a reliable electricity supply. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. There is that. There's the
mhm.
hydro, and also there's
Solar.
the
Yes.
solar.
Tell us more about solar. There's another aspect I was going to get onto. Just tell us about solar.
Yeah,
Clearly, you're near the equator, so you are an abundance of
yeah.
sunlight, intense
Abundance
sunlight.
of sun. And I think I don't know why our leaders didn't consider that before,
Mhm,
because like we got enough sun to power the whole country. So
mhm,
for them going on solar
mhm,
plants already, that's very good.
mhm.
There, it's already a big solar power station
Yes.
that give electricity already to many Burkinabe.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
I think they can maximize on that more
Agreed. Yes.
because, like I said, we got the universe blessed sun that
Yes.
is beaming every day.
Yes.
It's sometimes too hot for us, 45
That's my
degree.
other fear. That's my other concern. Anyway, you can look at my skin, but yet I'm maybe concerned about it being too hot. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, but
I hear
yeah, and
you.
I think we can explore that more
Yes.
with more solar power.
Okay.
And I believe the government is still they still want to do more on that sector. Uh,
I am sure.
solar power
Yes.
because before we were kind of exporting also power from neighborhood country.
Yes,
I
that's
think we
right.
had like 20, 15 to 20% of our power coming from our Ivory Coast. And the tension was not going. There was tension between Ivory Coast, so it was
Yes.
like, oh, we're gonna lose the lose power if we actually not
Mm-hmm.
cooperating with them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's good thing they actually move into doing solar panels
Yes.
and thinking of hydroelectric
I,
and stuff.
I know that there's early plans to build a solar panel manufacturing plant in the country, I understand.
Hmm.
These are at early stage, according to my contacts there, so that there will be own grown African solar panels.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. And talking about solar panel, actually homegrown. We just opened the new electric car factories in Burkina
Oh, yes.
Faso.
Oh, sir, you
And
jumped before. Not. I
okay,
don't want to talk about next year.
okay,
I'm
okay.
getting there. Don't
I
worry, I'm
stay in
getting
there.
there. But I
I
definitely
stay
want to
in
talk about
there.
the cars. But I want to
Mm,
keep focused on electricity and how it's been.
yeah,
You see, I don't see how you can cope if you don't have reliable electricity. And
yeah,
reliable electricity in the 21st century, with the technologies that require energy, I don't see how we
mm,
can cope. Therefore, it's a point to keep reiterating: we must have reliable electricity, otherwise it
yeah.
undermines
That's
economic growth. Okay, so the dams are providing tens of megabytes of electricity. Solar panels are equally contributing to extending and securing reliable electricity supply in the country. Okay? And
yeah,
what I understand that he's agreed to phase out as soon as possible the diesel engines and so on. I believe that will happen over a few years, but nevertheless, that is the right trajectory to eliminate
yeah,
diesel engines and rely upon genuinely sustainable sources for energy. Yeah.
yeah.
Nuclear plants. I understand a nuclear plant is being built in the country. Okay, in collaboration with the Russians. I understand that should be
Hmm.
online soon. If you know much about that one.
That will be online soon,
Hmm.
and there's actually also they're still kind of trying also to to invite people who actually can also uh, contribute into that sector
Hmm.
because they do want to. There's one wall actually being built now, but
Hmm.
they actually want to to build more than what.
Yes, yes. We look
So
forward to that. We look forward to that,
yeah,
and that will again embed energy security within the country. Yeah, and not
yeah,
be
that
tended.
would
Yep, and you're not dependent upon the neighboring country to supply your country with electricity, which is crazy,
yeah.
absolutely crazy. Yeah.
And yeah, and just to mention also, it's like I think the people of Burkina Faso, wherever they are, at home or abroad, have done a tremendous job in contributing and helping to build what we see today.
Yes.
I met the treasurer actually of the one in charge of the money that is
Hmm.
being contributed, and he gave me a brief figure of what was raised only 6 months in 6 month period, and
Hmm.
that went to 148 billion CFA,
Okay.
and all that money, that was to say, all that money is used to reinvest into
Hmm.
the country,
I see.
and that's individuals, people and civil societies
Hmm.
and communities,
Yes.
people from across the country. I met people who come from Burkina Faso who live in Ghana or in
Yes.
Senegal, and wherever they are, they feel like the need of actually, playing a part in the
Yes.
new Burkina Faso that is being built. And that's, I want to say kudos to them wherever they are. Keep it up.
You
It's
should be
our country,
proud, sir. You should be
and
shouting from the mountaintop now. Come on now.
nobody will do
So
it for
so.
us. Really. Yes.
Was immensely proud, immensely proud, immensely proud. It's as I do the research, I'm smiling from one wall to the other. I'm smiling. This is
Yeah,
Africa. This Africa is on the move. This Africa's on the
yeah,
move. Talking about the move, you mentioned roads earlier on, okay, and the road improvement, and that definitely is the case. And I can see the road network extending, but
yeah,
equally alongside that is, of course, the railway network. Okay,
yeah.
um, now let's tell us about the railway network. I did a short bit on it on a previous show, but let's tell us about the railway and how it's extending throughout the country.
The railway network.
Yes, yes,
Uh, yeah, I think but like I said, there's the one existing. All the other two are being built,
yes.
which they're not in operation yet. So
Hmm.
actually,
Hmm.
I don't think that they're working right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
But that will be very good if if there's they're open and working. That will be very good link between Ghana and Togo, because
Hmm.
at the moment Burkina Faso is a landlocked country,
Yes.
and our trade we trade a lot, and we depend on the port of Ghana and Togo and before Ivory Coast. But I think with this tension now, they're not really getting mass business from Burkina Faso.
Hmm.
So we turn into Ghana and Togo. So
Hmm.
having a railway built straight away will
Hmm.
link uh, the the port Tema on the capital Accra with
Yes.
Burkina
Yes.
Faso. So that
Yes.
will actually allow trade to flourish,
Hmm.
and also integration between the two people.
Absolutely. Yes.
Will be easier to reach to Ghana. But at the moment, with buses, it takes 16 hours or yeah,
Yes.
to get to Accra. We're going to go to Accra.
Yes.
But with the railway, it will be less than that. And
Yes.
I think it will kind of motivate a lot of people to try and move into the
I know you're right. My friends out there say that much of the railway is being built from using local materials. You've got the metal smelting plants.
yeah,
They are building. They are designing the materials themselves. All the
hmm
equipment locally is not being
yeah,
imported. In other words, the people have the intelligence, the skills, and they're now using those skills using local materials to build the railway.
yeah.
Fantastic.
So a
Fantastic.
lot of the well in Burkina actually isn't well known about that. We had blacksmiths
Mm-hmm.
who work on
Mm-hmm.
metals for so many
Yes.
years. So they're
Yes.
very craftsmen, and their
Yes.
craftsmanship is up to the top level.
Say it loudly, sir.
So
Say that loudly. You have the blacksmiths, the original blacksmiths. We have the
yeah,
skills, yeah? We have the
yeah, they have
wherewithal. Now we have the vision to build
yeah
our own
vision.
cities, our own railway system. Praise God.
Yeah, so the president is utilizing the skills of his people,
Mm-hmm.
actually, rather than importing uh, workmanship from different places. He's using, is sourcing locally for the
Yes.
talent that that he can use. And
Yes.
actually, a lot of people now, not only they have jobs, more jobs to
Mm-hmm. Of
go
course.
and show what they can do with the talent,
Yes. Yes.
but they're actually contributing and to making something sustainable
Mm-hmm.
that is going to be long lasting to the country.
Can I now move on to the area of pharmacy? Now, I understand, and maybe others might correct me on this one, but I understand that Burkina Faso is
Hmm
now building, in the throes of building a the large Africa's largest pharmaceutical park. In other words, areas where pharmaceutical companies are to be founded. So you produce your
hmm
own pharmacies of drugs in the country. Okay, that's a major undertaking. I understand from friends of mine who are themselves trained in that sector that the
Yeah,
opportunities to build their own pharmaceutical companies in Burkina Faso is enormous. and of course the market is extremely large. Okay, and what
Yeah,
makes and what's important about it is that it will be homegrown drug, homegrown pharmacies that are being built here.
yeah.
Fantastic. That's more about this if you're aware. If you're aware.
I'm not fully aware of that of
Okay.
the pharmacies. What
I
I
do my
know
research. You
is
see.
yeah, what yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know, you're a great researcher. Kudos to you. Uh, yeah, what I know is about the traditional medicine.
Yes.
We decided also to embrace the traditional, which is pharmacopoeia, we call it. So to
Hmm.
embrace the traditional medicine back to
Yes.
because
Yes.
before we got so many herbalists in the
Hmm.
country, and they decided to actually embrace back the natural medicine
Correct.
and
That's right.
utilize plants and stuff like this to create new medicines.
Yes.
So they put on also a festival, like herbalist festival every year, where everyone, there's an exhibition of products of natural healing.
Good.
A lot of it now is being tested and approved that
Hmm.
as good medicines. So that's an alternative to the pharmacy thing.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yes.
the pharmaceutical factory, I think like I overheard it, but I haven't
It's okay.
really
It's all right.
researched into
It's
it.
okay. That's why
I
I'm
can't.
here. That's why I'm here. I do the research for you. Proud of you. Proud. And
Yeah.
Africa's largest
Yeah.
pharmaceutical park, or industrial estate, as it were. Uh, and it
Mm.
will give it another 5, 10 years. It will have a real impact. Of course, the natural and traditional medicines, identifying those active ingredients, distilling
Mm.
them in ways that can be even more effective and maintain the health of the people. Yep, you
Yeah.
don't need another man to give you medicine. You can create your own medicine to
Yeah.
take care of your own people. Praise Jehovah.
Yeah, and a
So
lot of the most of the medicines, anyway, if you look into them,
mm,
they're from natural plants, and those
yes,
natural
right.
plants are still
That's right.
in rural places in Burkina Faso. So you still can
Hmm.
find, some natural plants,
Hmm.
and everyday use is, is those natural plants you use. For me, actually, growing up with my grandmother, I never
Uh-huh.
used pharmaceutical
I hear
uh,
you.
medicine. She showed me the plants when I
That's right.
deal with malaria or anything. She would
Hmm.
show me go and get these plants and this
That's
plant.
right.
Then I
That's
boil
right.
them and I drink them and then and
Yes.
inhale it and shower it.
That's
And
right.
not even 2 days later, I'm
Hmm.
kicking the ball again.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You
So
should come to
that's
Jamaica. Come to Jamaica, and you'll see your grandmother there as well. Let me tell you. Yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm more a naturalist. Like I
yes.
love my roots and my herbal drinks and stuff like that. So I think like
I hear you. I hear
that's
you.
kind
I hear
of
you. I hear you. But can I just talk about healthcare? The
yeah,
significant improvement in healthcare in the country, and particularly the rural areas. Okay. Now,
yeah,
I know that the country is investing and is training doctors as we speak. Yep, going through the
mhm,
courses as we speak. And I
yeah,
know that the president has been devoted to ensuring that there's a doctor in every village and town across the country. Okay, what are you aware of the improvement in healthcare in the country?
yeah. I think like yeah, he brought equipment and help for healthcare, and also ambulances, a lot of ambulances.
That's right.
Before in
Yes.
rural places was really hard for to find an ambulance
Hmm.
for an ambulance to reach.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there's more ambulances that's being bought that he brought into the country. So it's mean like now rural places can get access to hospitals.
Hmm.
So usually what it is like the small villages will have a little hospital which we call
Yes.
dispensaire,
Yes.
and that's to treat like mild cases, But when it's a severe cases, then you have to be transported to hospital. And I think we lost so many lives before
Yeah.
not having ambulance to transport people quickly to the main hospital.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's an improvement on that side, and I think that's a tremendous job they
It's
did.
very
Yeah,
significant.
it's
Very significant.
significantly
Yes.
because
Yes. Hmm.
a lot of the people, especially in the villages, they don't really take action until it's like kind of really like last minute sort of thing.
Yes. Yes.
People avoid to go to hospital because therefore, oh yeah, there's a lot of money to spend, and
Hmm.
I have to pay for medicine.
Hmm.
So they kind of hold it back until to the point where really it's like, if I don't go there, then I will pass away. So that's when they start making their way. And when they reach to the small places and the case is too severe, they need to be transported to the
Hmm.
main hospital that
Yes.
have the equipment to treat them. And a
Yes.
lot of
Yes.
a lot of cases, it's like there was no transport at all to get
Correct.
to the next hospital. So we lost so many lives in that case.
Again, my contacts and friends out there have said that there's been, look, he's only been in power for how long has he been in power for? What, 2, 3 years now?
Yeah,
Gosh. And I'm
yeah,
told the dramatic change, particularly in healthcare,
mm,
it is remarkable. Could now people believe in themselves? Yeah, they can believe they can build a good future, and as a
yeah,
consequence, there's a direct impact upon the quality of public services. And
mhm,
healthcare most certainly reflecting that new optimism for the future. And those who are going through training and those who are overseas and will come back to the country, give it another
yeah,
5, 10 years, we're going to see real transformation in healthcare in Burkina Faso.
yeah,
I encourage doctors who are outside the country, who are, I know you may be earning a great deal in America, in the Caribbean, or here in Britain, you may be earning a great deal. But
yeah,
we as human beings, it's not about the money. You can, as long as you've got enough to live and so on. But saving lives is the oath that all doctors take, and
yeah.
you can save far more lives in a country like Burkina Faso than you can here in Britain, Europe, or places like this. Is that right, Mr. Chairman? Am I right in saying that?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Hmm.
And yeah, and doctors and nurses and yeah, are needed over there, and
Hmm.
I'm sure they will contribute a lot into many people's lives if they were able to actually contribute to come and do something.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, so I
Uh,
think
we'll come
their
back to
skills
this.
are
Yeah,
really needed.
we'll come
Yeah,
back to this subject. Don't worry. On
yeah,
another podcast. 'Cause it's an
yeah.
important area, just like
Mm,
reliable electricity, um,
mm,
access to good healthcare. That's what we think about if we're going to live in another country. Reliable
yeah,
electricity, so you can communicate. Good access to reasonable, not good healthcare is another pillar. But
mm,
of course, people like myself are so used to all the technical luxuries we have around us. You're enjoying it right now. We're going through it
mhm,
right now. Okay, let's talk
mhm,
about technology and the impact
mhm,
of technology in Burkina Faso. Now, you jumped ahead to talk about the
mhm.
card, electron, and tell us about electric cars. I've been researching and understanding that Burkina Faso is now starting to manufacture electric
Yeah,
cars. Oh my
electric car.
gosh! Oh my gosh!
And
Please, yeah, go on.
the first release is and now this week there will be a release of uh, taxis,
Hmm.
electric cars used as taxis now.
Hmm.
The initiator is an engineer called Mr. Parry,
Yes.
and with the help of the government, they managed to actually put the manufacture factory or implant the factory in Burkina Faso where they actually make electric cars in Burkina
Yes.
Faso.
Mhm.
So now they released the first cars as taxis
Mm.
called Let's Go. That's
Yes.
the name. Let's Go, and that will be be taxis that will be running around the capital. Will be
Mm-hmm.
transporting people around the capital.
Mm-hmm.
But now, yeah, electric car have been made in Burkina Faso, and people will be able to possess them.
Mr. Chairman, you are
Mm.
so understated. I'm gonna shout it for you.
Mm.
Electric cars are being manufactured in Burkina Faso, people. Yeah, not America, not China or Japan. In
Yeah.
Burkina Faso. 5 years ago, we were told was amongst the poorest countries in the land in the world. Yeah, it's manufacturing electric cars for the people. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on
Yeah.
now, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Yeah. And that will actually not only help with the climate change and the pollution that is in
Yeah.
the country. I think.
So,
Uh,
Mr. Chairman, let me go. Look, you know me at this point. When
yeah.
you make a statement which is so profound, you say it in a so understated way. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give it a big clap now. I'm going to be loud. Yes, yes, it's manufacturing electric cars. Yes, yes, manufacturing electric cars. Come on, that's powerful. God, come on now. Oh my gosh,
Uh,
sir, come on.
mm,
Immensely proud, immensely proud. You know, I was born in Jamaica. We're not manufacturing electric cars in Jamaica. You know, so you really have got to. ah, this is tremendous. This is tremendous, and I suspect if you team up with our people in Zimbabwe,
Zimbabwe. Yeah.
uh-huh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Maxwell Chichimbutsu, and
Hmm.
he's found a means technology that means that you don't need to recharge them itself. It's continuously being charged with that
Big
technology.
charge. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah. I saw that.
imagine
I saw
out
that.
of
That would be.
Africa?
Yeah, that would be explosive
Oh
too.
my gosh. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. And of course they're all trying to suppress it and say, oh, this is not real. Oh, what nonsense. Yeah. It is
Yeah.
there, it's been certified. It's
Yeah.
technology that works. And
Yeah.
here in
Yeah.
Britain, as you know, we've got this cost of living crisis. Yeah. Yeah. And because of the cost of energy, energy
Mm,
is the driving force to increasing prices right across the board here in Britain. So we have people who are poor or becoming incredibly poor because of the cost of living crisis caused by the energy crisis. But yet,
mm,
there in Africa, we now have
yeah.
the technology, yeah, that allows you to gain electricity from radio waves, yeah, harness it in sufficient means so that
Mm,
you can power a TV, so that you can power a car, so that you can indeed power a house. The
mm,
technology exists. What's happening at the moment is that the Americans and others are preventing Maxwell from gaining a patent so he can protect the technology for Africa. So that's the
yeah.
current battle. But let me return to Burkina Faso. So let's talk about the technological revolution underway in Burkina Faso. 'Cause if there's a response I've had from many of my friends and others in Burkina Faso, is
Mm,
first of all, you can appreciate, Mr. Chairman, there's now belief, self belief.
yeah.
When a man or woman believes in themselves, yeah, when you
Mhm.
know that anything is possible, yeah,
Yeah.
there's no limitation on you other than your own limitations. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, Anything is
Mhm.
possible. So it is clear that the technological revolution will impact Burkina Faso because the leadership has released the genius, the creative genius of the people. So it can be used to best effect. Okay. So
Mhm.
I talked earlier on about reliable electricity supply, but that's clearly is a must. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Now we just talked about the electric cars being manufactured in the country. Okay,
Mhm.
not imported from China, being
Mhm.
manufactured in the country. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, of course, when you were there, in terms of the change you see, the use of electricity like computers and others. Just tell us about that. Just tell us about the use of technology in the country, how the training and how it's been utilized currently.
Yeah,
Hmm.
technology is growing
Hmm.
up. Actually, it's been growing up for a long time. And young people
Hmm.
are now kind of using technology. Computers are everywhere.
Hmm.
Stuff like this. But Burkina have also undertaken was one of among the country in Africa who actually was building his satellite for our
That's
station
right.
to have
You
his
said
own
it.
satellite.
Yes.
So that actually in the future will help with the growth of technology.
Hmm.
The young people are into it. Before it used to be go to cyber, call it cyber cafe, we call it. So it
Hmm.
used to be a place where computers are there. You go and pay a little money, and you sit there and do an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Now, when I went back over there, most young people own their own computers at home,
Yes. Yeah.
rather than the public places still exist. But a lot of the young people own their own computers, affordable
Right.
ones that they can get, and yeah, a lot of people use the technology now today in workplaces, and actually, saying that I visited the administration buildings, and I
Hmm.
remember them. I used to come over there, and I remember visiting the administration building, and they used to have the old computers,
Yes,
uh,
that's right.
the old one, which is like even just by touching the keys, you can hear the noise going on. I'm like, wow, this for an administration. But this time I went into the administration. They're all equipped with like new, the new computers, like the up to date computers. Like I was kind of surprised. Like all office I went in, it's like it's not you know the old ways anymore. Like
Hmm.
it's like they're all equipped with new technology,
Hmm.
uh, new stuff. So I think like it will make work more efficient
Hmm.
because I could understand administration that deal with paperwork and stuff like this. Before it would take them days, few weeks
That's
to
right.
do
Yes,
something, and you couldn't.
that's right.
I couldn't understand why it would take them that long, but maybe it's the equipment and stuff.
That's right.
So I think having new technologies and having new equipment should allow them to do their jobs more faster and
Yes,
efficiently. So I think there is a growth on the computer,
most certainly is. I've
and the young
and
people embrace it a lot as well.
embracing it. I was about to say, young people are embracing it. I have friends who are technologists, and they are now planning their move to Africa. And most certainly, Burkina Faso is one of their targets. And without a
Mhm.
shadow of a doubt, training people to use the equipment, use the software, and develop those softwares, and of course,
Mhm.
acquaint
Mhm.
yourselves with AI, artificial intelligence, will be the way forward. And that's happening en masse now. Following
Mhm.
your original show with
Mhm.
myself back in last year, it had that
Yeah,
knock-on effect, as you notice, the knock-on effect. Yeah, the knock-on
yeah, yeah,
effect.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can I just say that I've got a question in the chat. I just want to address this question because it's interesting.
Mhm.
Our information flows, sir. Okay.
Mhm.
One of the questions asks, what percentage of the people who have electricity in their homes, and what is being claimed is that prior to Ibrahim Traoré coming to power, 90% of the people had direct access to electricity. Now, is that true?
90% had what?
Not
Direct what?
had access to electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not my understanding. I understood that
Uh,
prior to his arrival, it was
at,
around 26% of the overall population had access to electricity. Am I right?
yeah, I think 90% would not be
Yes,
right. Uh,
yes, yes. Yeah,
but I
okay.
would say that even before Ibrahim, also electricity was if you're talking about these big cities, yeah.
Yes,
But
yes.
villages did not have electricity.
No.
So now electricity is expanding. Uh, even into like rural areas,
Yes.
small
Yes.
places. But
Yes.
before it was more concentrated, like electricity was okay in the capital,
In the cities. Yes.
in the
Yes.
cities, big cities. It was yeah,
I
but
understand, according to the government report, if I can
yeah,
bring up my computer, that
yeah,
the aim is that by 2028,
mhm,
50% uh, of, of the rural areas should be electrified.
yeah.
50% by 2028 is what
By
it says.
20,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So they're actually focusing on the rural areas and
Yes.
now. But
Yes.
even Ouagadougou was, more electrified.
Hmm.
But saying that it was all most of it also was imported electricity from
Yes.
some
Yes.
countries.
Yes. Good.
But now having our power source at home, I believe we can, extend it to rural places and also the streets because there's still many streets that haven't
Yes.
got electricity.
The,
Still,
the light. Yes, I understand that. This is
still
true.
haven't
This is
got.
true.
Mm,
Yes. But but what my contacts out there say to me, even
mhm,
though the streets are not lit up, they're
mm.
safe.
They are
Yes,
safe. And
yes,
right now, yeah, I don't know if it's the same in Jamaica, but in
hmm,
Burkina, it's like one thing they hate is a thief or anything, anyone who done.
hmm,
So so even yeah, so you better actually find a job rather than stealing something from somebody,
yes,
because people take the law
hmm,
in their hands, and before the security rescue you from their hand,
right,
you probably you probably won't do that in another time.
yes,
Which
yes,
is yeah, which is you know it's most places are really safe.
yes,
So
yes.
but like any other place, you can't have
Always some, always some.
100%.
Yeah,
Always
always some.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, I get it. Don't worry. As I
yeah,
said, I've got really good first-hand accounts now, but I intend
mm,
to visit the country, and I know where I'm
yeah,
going. There's many places there. Can,
yeah.
now, I'm thinking about going to visiting Burkina Faso. Um,
Hmm.
what? How would you recommend we travel, say from Europe or Britain to Burkina Faso? What would you be? What route do you recommend, or could you recommend?
Yeah, the travel is safe. I think like from here, there's so many planes that travel straight away.
Hmm.
Used to be Air France. The easiest one used to be Air France, but now
Okay.
that they haven't got the deal,
Hmm.
now they're out of it.
Very, very.
We travel with Ethiopian airline. It's the
Oh,
longest.
oh.
It's
Let me
the
stop you there.
longest.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Slow
Yeah,
down. Is it very important
yeah.
we travel with Ethiopian Airlines?
Airline,
Yeah.
airline. Yeah,
Very important. I want people to hear that. Okay.
yeah,
Travel with an African airline. We're going
yeah.
to Africa. Go on,
Yeah,
please.
it's a longer one, but it's very comfortable planes. Like
Yes.
and even there, we arrive uh, the day before, and they actually allowed us to stay in Ethiopia. They
Yes.
offered to give us a good
To
hotel to
understand.
stay,
Yes.
good
Yes.
food. They took care of everything. So I got a day in Ethiopia. I got to come out in Addis Ababa, to
Ah.
see a little bit. I've been before, but it was good to stop by and to see the African Union buildings
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
the headquarters of
Yes.
because we say Ethiopia is the foundation,
Absolutely. So
so it's
forgive me. So
always
you speak in understated words.
mm,
Say it again. Ethiopia is the
the
foundation. You've got to
foundation.
say it
Yeah,
slower. That's what I need to hear. Ethiopia
yeah,
is the foundation. I did a
foundation. Yeah,
special podcast with Burkina Faso and Ethiopia and the
yeah,
relationship between the two and
yeah.
understanding the role of His Imperial Majesty Emperor
Very
Haile
much.
Selassie the
Yeah.
First. Yeah. Tell us
Hmm.
more. Why is it the foundation to you? Why is the foundation?
As the foundation, because Jean-Pierre Ali Selassie was the founder, principal
Mm,
founder of the African Union.
mm,
The headquarters of the African
mm,
Union is in Ethiopia,
mm.
and it's in Ethiopia that they signed the treaty. And I wish they all agreed to the one Africa that was
Yes,
actually
yes,
proclaimed there.
yes.
We're working toward one Africa,
Hmm. Hmm.
actually a true unity rather than like,
Absolutely.
you know, uh,
Yes, yes.
segregated and divided part of Africa, everyone in
Hmm.
for themselves.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, and yeah, as what that's what we wish for ourselves and for the future generation. If we don't achieve it now, we still leave them with with the words that they bring the pieces of Mama Africa together. It's like they said the body of Osiris was scattered across in many pieces across the land. So we need to kind of unify that together
Absolutely. Yes,
to
yes.
be able to progress forward.
Can I have to ask this because it's a bit of self-interest. Um, Ghana
Mm.
made it clear that they welcome people of the diaspora and will
Yeah,
offer passports to us. Okay.
yeah,
Is there any chance that that might happen in Burkina Faso? Those of us who've been displaced for
yeah,
too many generations, who are
yeah,
looking back and say, well, look, all I can see in you, Mr. Chairman, is my reflection of my father,
yeah.
my
That's
grandfather.
true. True,
Okay,
true. Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
yet, I, I would have to have a visa to visit the country. Now,
yeah.
you tell us more. How can we improve that situation for people like
I
us
actually raised
in
that with the
diaspora?
authorities. I raised that with the authorities many times, and I
Mm-hmm.
think there's a way forward to that. It will
Mm-hmm.
come to that soon. I know there's an organization called IDD in the
Yes,
United
yes,
States.
we
Yeah,
do. Yes.
they're already because they managed to actually mobilize a large number of people,
Mm-hmm.
so they actually got, I think they're leading on to the naturalization and
Mm-hmm.
stuff to the
Yes.
government. And we were thinking of working the same thing in here, uh, getting the authority to get to involve. Why not try and organize also another trip? Because of like last time with the trip of three people talking about
Yes.
that, there's so many people who wasn't interested, who wasn't able to go. So I thought, why not try again and plan something that we can actually give it much time and organize it better. If we go
Yes.
our numbers, if we go on a good number, there's some requests we can request, and
Okay.
they will listen to us.
Can
Uh,
we give us a date? Give us a date which you would
yeah,
be aiming
that's
for
what.
this, and we'll work with you on this one.
Yeah, that was how I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking. I was saying like, well, either it's similar. Well, some people saying like the time we went is really good as well, and
Mm-hmm.
generally it was very good because the weather is nice.
Yes.
It's
Very
now
hot. Yes. Yes.
thing. There's no a lot of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mosquitoes, and it's a good time of the year. So
Yes.
we're planning now of actually having the date now that we can plan and advertise it everything. So I think if we go in a good number,
Right.
then not only will be received by the man himself, uh,
Good.
did,
Good.
but also we can actually make requests. If you look into Ghana, it didn't happen overnight.
No.
There has been diasporas actually who've been instrumental and
Yes.
actually working to persuading the government to actually allowing this in. So
Yes.
we have to show them that we are interested. We
Yes.
want to do this. Look,
Yes.
this is what we have. If you actually open it up, there
Yes.
will be more that will flow in
That's right.
into the place.
Investment.
It
Investment
start
will flow.
by us taking the step to claim
Yes.
that
Yes.
back to us.
Well,
So
that's hopeful for the future. That's hopeful for the future.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think we're almost out of time. What will be your closing words to the people, Mr. Chairman? What are your closing
So
words?
yeah, I just before I close, I just want to say also we the Burkina Faso community are organizing a cultural event which is going to be on the 31st of May. We got artists from Burkina Faso who are going to come here and perform, and artists from Burkina Faso who are here. So that will be in London. I will have the date available. I can share it with you, so you can share with the audience as well.
Mhm.
And I want to say thank you very much for being here. And,
Pleasure.
you all are welcome to the motherland. And Burkina Faso are inviting you with open arm, even to, just to
Mhm.
visit and also be part of the movement.
Yeah.
One Africa,
Ah.
one love. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Keep that shouted now. One Africa, one love, one
Okay.
love. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. We need
Yes.
more of you to say this to us, because we of the diaspora, sometimes we wonder, oh my dear, we wonder. But to hear you say it explicitly, direct to us, is
Yeah.
powerful, as you know. And those who went with you were moved by the experience, okay? My
Yeah.
role is to inspire, to encourage people, not just to think about these ideas, but to act upon these ideas. And if you
Mm,
do so, you will be satisfied, yeah? Even if you
yeah.
failed, it's still satisfying to have tried. Yep.
Mm,
The
mm,
worst dismay is not trying. To try to improve, to try to be better than what you are now, at least the effort is what matters. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want you please to extend on our behalf to
yeah.
President Ibrahim Traoré a
Mm,
big thank you and love from us all always. Please
uh,
extend to him.
thank you for having us, and thank you for doing a wonderful, great job.
Thank you.
We have been following your podcast
Oh,
for a
thank
while,
you.
and you're inspiring the whole African.
I can only try.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
thank
Good
you.
day,
Yes,
and we
thank
get you
you.
back here soon. Get you back here soon.
Yes, thank you.
Bye bye. There you are. Whew. Oh, if you're not inspired now, nothing will inspire you. The opportunities are abound. All the negative propaganda about Africa, dispel them to one side, yeah? Come here and obtain the authoritative information, okay? I will not share information unless it's been checked 3 or 4 times in different directions, so that you can be assured the information shared with you today is accurate, it is to the point, and is first-hand account, not fourth or fifth-hand accounts. Africa is on the rise, okay? And we will not behave like savages, like others have behaved in the past. We will behave as we've always behaved, as the first people who opened their eyes to civilization, to this cooperative collaboration amongst different families, so that working together, you can build a great nation together. And together, we'll make the difference. Wow. I'm whenever I talk to them, the people in Burkina Faso, I'm over enamored by them. And the chairman has clearly set out what is the opportunities that are available to us all. Okay, and definitely want to attend this cultural event later in May, and most certainly arrange for others to go visit the country. The next podcast I do on Burkina Faso will be those who visited the country in the past 6 months. Okay, there are a number of people I'm aware who have visited the country in the past 6 months. Okay, who are not Burkinabés, who are diasporians. Okay, who have visited the country for the very first time. And what I want in that particular podcast is share with you their first-hand account of what they experienced. Okay, so this will be better than the receiving a newscast from the BBC or other news outlets we've got here. It'll be better than reading a newspaper out of the US or Britain or France or Germany. Better. This will be first-hand account. and therefore it's likely to be far more authoritative. I say respectively. Yeah, respectfully. There you go. I know that many of you, therefore, will now be at least considering your futures, particularly if you're young, particularly if you have skills, okay, considering your futures, okay. Remember, working together, we can all make the difference, right? Oh yeah, I'm on a high now. It's always a pleasure to talk to them. Remember, you can make the difference, but you need a plan. You need to be smart. You need a plan, okay? You can make the difference for yourself, because reparation begins with self. Taking responsibility, taking ownership of circumstances. So you develop a plan for improvement. Don't listen to the propaganda, negative propaganda. Focus on the first-hand accounts. Okay? And I will, within maybe a week, maybe next week, in fact, do a special feature that focuses on the technological revolution that's occurring across the continent of Africa and the impact that technological revolution will have on Africa and the world. I've got a wonderful list of guests I will be presenting, okay? And again, it'll be first-hand accounts, and it will be truly mind-blowing. As I discover the truth, it is mind-blowing, okay? And I'm profoundly disappointed that I believe some of the propaganda that I've been exposed to here in Britain. I believe some of the propaganda. I really had. But when you take responsibility for the information that you absorb, the propaganda you receive is undermined by actual verifiable facts. Scientific approach, if you like. Yeah. Together, we will make the difference. But before I go, I just want to make a few more quick announcements. And I do want to make sure it's understood that these announcements are really intended to give light to past contributions made to this podcast. But I'm very keen that these podcasts are inspirational, that they move you to take action, because ultimately action speaks louder than words. And if you take action and you fail, it doesn't mean you give up. I'll say that again. If you take action and you fail, it doesn't mean you give up. It means you get the failure off your back and you try again. Okay? But don't just do it exactly how you did it previously. You change your strategy, you know? Change strategy. Think it through. Change the stratagem. If you simply repeat the same action again, you're likely to have the same reaction. But if you change it, you get a different reaction. And maybe the reaction you're looking for. Okay? Maybe the reaction you're looking for. But what is important, though, is that you listen to these podcasts not with the view to simply hearing the information, that you act upon the information. And I'm going to put it on the screen, a quote by a former leader of Mozambique, Samoa Michel. And he said this, because this is pertinent to this interview. Of all the things we have done, the most important, the one that history will record as the principal contribution of our generation, is that we understand how to turn armed struggle into a revolution, that we realize that it was essential to create a new mentality to build a new society. Yeah? A new mentality to build a new society. Okay? Important words. Yeah? Another quote from another African, okay? My guest, a regular guest to this show. I need to get her back in the show because we need to talk, okay? I'm going to put her on the screen. And this one, some of you will be familiar with, others will not. But I just want to quote it. I need to quote it. And here we go. By Ndidi Iwechu. And she said this. Given the state of Nigeria, in brackets Africa, I think people haven't yet made the mental link that they are responsible for the kind of existence they hand over to their children. Reparations begins with self. Profound words from Ndidi. Profound. You can find her articles. If just use a search engine, you can find her articles. They are truly inspirational articles. Okay, and those two statements are the foundations for the Motivator Show. Yeah, the new mentality, the responsibility to be transformative in our actions, intent transformative in our actions. And together we can make the difference. Not by ourselves, together we can make the difference. Together we can make the difference. And if in doubt, ask questions. That's why I say to people, if in doubt, ask questions. Do not hold it in yourself. Just talk to yourself. Speak to others, particularly those you respect, who are wise and learned. Speak to them. And together we can make the difference. I'm going to keep emphasizing, this is not Lone Ranger nonsense, yeah? This is together we make the difference. We overcome the egos that separate, yeah? We overcome the religious differences or social divide, and together we can make the difference. You saw earlier on those people coming together to exercise together, because it's a lot easier to exercise together than do it by yourself on your own. Yeah, pull in the resources, obtain the facilities so you can exercise together. Take care of yourself, take care of your health and well-being. Collaborative working is the only way forward. Collaborative working, I'm going to say it again, is the only way forward. But before any of you go, I can ask, please, give us a thumbs up. Don't just leave, give us a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. It's free to subscribe. It really helps us to extend the coverage, ensure the YouTube algorithm recommends this podcast to others. And lastly, I want you all to be kind to yourselves. I will say it again. I want you to be kind to yourselves, okay? I want you to be kind to yourself, because together we can all make the difference. So, until the next podcast, I remain, and faithfully, the Motivator. The Motivator Show. The internet's most inspirational podcast. Every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. By the 11th century, the descendants of the Quadrado established a centralized state that became known as the Mossi Kingdoms. This kingdom played a significant role in shaping the region's history and politics. The most prominent Mossi kingdom include Ouagadougou, the political and spiritual center of the Mossi culture. Its rulers are known as the Mogonaba, who still hold symbolic power today. Yatanga, known for its military strength and interaction with neighboring empires like the Songhai and Mali empires. Tendogo, the oldest Mossi kingdom, believed to have been established by Ouagadougou himself. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. Mogonaba, king of the Mossi. Mossi represents 40% of the population of Burkina Faso, 6.2 million Mercambes. Burkina Faso's diverse ethnic group contribute to a vibrant cultural landscape, deeply rooted in traditions. Here's a deeper dive into their traditions and history. Many Mercambes communities contribute a strong connection to traditional African spirituality, even alongside Islam and Christianity. Traditional practices centered on ancestral worship, paying respect to ancestors through rituals, offerings, and ceremonies. Nature and spirits belief in natural spirits and the power of sacred objects. Community ceremonies, life events like births, marriages and funerals are celebrated with elaborate rituals and dances and sacrifices. Festivals and ceremonies include Festima, the International Mask Festival, held in Dogodu, showcasing traditional masks and dances, a celebration of cultural heritage and art history. Nebraska Mosi Festival honors chiefs and unite Mosi communities. Pan-African Film Festival celebrates African cinema and is one of the largest cultural events in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Thomas Sankara, from 1982 to 1987. The country of Upper Volta changed its name to Burkina Faso on August 4, 1984. The name change was part of a broader transformation initiated by the revolutionary government of Captain Thomas Sankara, who came to power in a coup in 1983. The name Upper Volta was a colonial construct given by the French, referring to the country's location along the upper reaches of the Volta River system, Black, White and Red Volta. Sankara wanted to reject the colonial legacy and promote a name that reflected the country's unique identity and aspiration. The new name was chosen to represent all ethnic groups in the country, fostering unity and pride amongst the diverse population. The name Burkina Faso combined words from two major languages. Burkina from the Maori, meaning honest or upright. Faso from the Jula, meaning fatherland or homeland. Together it translates to a land of upright people, symbolizing integrity, dignity and revolutionary values Sankara sought to instill in the minds of the people. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Thomas Sankara. He was president from 1983 until his assassination in 1987 in a coup organized by Blaise Compaoré, who says one reason for the coup was Sankara had jeopardized foreign relations with former colonial power France and neighboring Ivory Coast. He reversed Sankara's previous economic policies. Thomas Sankara's government prioritized anti-corruption, transparency and social justice, reducing government officials' salaries, selling luxury cars and implementing austerity measures to redirect resources towards welfare. He promoted integrity, humility and service within public office. Sankara implemented radical land reforms, redistributing land to peasants, especially women, to boost agricultural productivity, promote rural development, and reduce Burkina Faso's dependence on foreign aid, aiming for self-sufficiency in food production. Sankara championed women's rights by appointing women to key positions, promoting education, workforce participation, and political leadership. He outlawed female genital mutilations and child marriage, emphasizing that women's liberation was central to the revolution. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Thomas Sankara. He was president from 1983 until his assassination in 1987 in a coup organized by Blaise Compaoré, who said one reason for the coup was Sankara had jeopardized foreign relations with former colonial power France and neighboring Ivory Coast. He reversed Sankara's previous economic policies. Thomas Sankara promoted food self-sufficiency by redistributing land to peasants, modernizing agriculture, encouraging local production, reducing Burkina Faso's reliance on foreign aid and import, improved literacy through mass campaigns, prioritised public health and vaccination drive, eradicating diseases like polio and measles, and expanded healthcare access nationwide. He tackled desertification by initiating large-scale reforestation programs, planting over 10 million trees to address Burkina Faso's ecological challenges. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Thomas Sankara. He was president from 1983 until his assassination in 1987 in a coup organized by Blaise Compaoré, who said one reason for the coup was Sankara had jeopardized foreign relations with former colonial power France and neighboring Ivory Coast. He reversed Sankara's previous economic policies. Thomas Sankara opposed imperialism, championed African unity and economic independence, rejected conditional foreign aid, and advocated for cancelling Africa's debt to international creditors. He reformed the military into a disciplined, development-focused force and promoted civil responsibility through community-led projects like the road construction, public sanitation, and agricultural support. Thomas Sankara was a strong proponent of African unity and solidarity, advocating for a continent-wide push against exploitation and for self-determination. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Thomas Sankara. He was president from 1983 until his assassination in 1987 in a coup organized by Blaise Compaoré, who said one reason for the coup was Sankara had jeopardized foreign relations with former colonial power France and neighboring Ivory Coast. He reversed Sankara's previous economic policies. President Ibrahim Traoré. In 2022, 2 military coups in 1 year. In January, a coup led by Lieutenant Colonel Dambier seized power and deposed President Cabrera. In September of that year, he is ousted by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, who said the second coup was necessary because Dambier was unable to deal with the Islamist insurgency. Ibrahim Traoré is now the world's youngest head of state. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. African proverb. If we stand tall, it is because we stand on the shoulders of many ancestors. This proverb teaches us the importance of studying the past to derive lessons from it for purpose of shaping our future. It reminds us that we are who we are because of those who have come before us. President Ibrahim Traoré, president from 2022 to present day. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Ibrahim Traoré. Justice, equality, self-determination. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible man. President Ibrahim Traoré. In 2022, 2 military coups in 1 year. In January, the coup led by Lieutenant Colonel Namimba seized power and deposed President Cabrera. In September of that year, he is ousted by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, who said the second coup was necessary because Namimba was unable to deal with the Islamist insurgency. He is now the world's youngest head of state. Initiative undertaken, security and anti-terrorism effort, military mobilization. Traoré declared a general mobilization to combat insurgent groups, aiming to reclaim rebel-held territories and enhance national security. Foreign policy and international relations. Traoré expelled French forces pursued win-win partnership with nations like Turkey and Russia and supported regional integration through a proposed federation with Mali and Guinea to enhance military-led cooperation. Political developments. Traoré's presidency, as extended by 5 years in 2024 through national consultation and transitional charter, was adopted, formalizing his role and the government structure during the transitional period. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible men. President Ibrahim Traoré. Justice, equality, self-determination. Initiatives undertaken. Reason for leaving ECOWAS. Ibrahim Traoré's administration prioritized greater autonomy, distancing itself from traditional Western powers and international organizations like ECOWAS, which is viewed as influenced by foreign interests, particularly those of France. Burkina Faso left ECOWAS after 2022 coup due to tensions over sanctions and the bloc's interventionist stance. Traoré rejected external influence, prioritizing autonomy and forming an alliance of Sahel states for regional cooperation. The formation of the Alliance of Sahel States under Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso's Mali and Niger formed the Alliance of Sahel States in 2024 to strengthen military, economic ties, promoting regional self-reliance and collective security. Burkina Faso, land of the incorruptible men. Initiatives undertaken. Energy infrastructure. Under Traoré's leadership, a 7.5 megawatt thermal power plant were built in the Fada de Goma, and 40 communities and 90 villages were electrified. Additionally, 25,000 solar lamps were distributed to 400 schools to support education. Burkina Faso approved its first gold refinery, inaugurated a mine tailing treatment plant, and suspended export permits for small-scale gold production to combat illicit trade and formalize the artisanal gold sector under Traoré's leadership. Solar lamp distributions. Deployment of 25,000 solar lamps in 400 schools has facilitated education in off-grid areas. Justice, equality, self-determination. Ouagadougou Airport, a 420 million redevelopment, will generate 5,000 new jobs for the Burkina Faso people. The new terminal will attract 1.5 million passengers per year. Justice, equality, self-determination. The country's first gold refinery. Annual refining capacity of 150 tons. Is expected to create 100 direct jobs and over 5,000 indirect jobs. The country's move towards local processing of gold. Justice, equality, self-determination. Investing in road construction. 343 kilometers of new highway in 2024. Roads facilitate regional trade and neighboring countries' road links to the capital of Ouagadougou and the Gibraltar region. Improvement to the Kaya Highway and Ouagadougou-Zenaria Highway. Justice, equality, self-determination. The Zulu solar power plant boasts an impressive capacity of 33 megawatts. These initiatives are a step towards reducing reliance on fossil fuels, mitigating climate change, and fostering sustainable economic growth. Justice, equality, self-determination. The Ouagadougou high-speed train project will link the capital of Burkina Faso and the Ivory Coast over a distance of 1,150 kilometers. It will reduce the travel time from 36 hours to 6 hours and transport more than 5 million passengers and 10 million tons of goods per year. It will promote regional integration, trade, tourism, and sustainable development. Justice, equality, self-determination. Agricultural transformation programs aim to revolutionize the agricultural industry. The program is focused on increasing agricultural production, improving food security, and creating jobs in the sector. It is a comprehensive plan that includes providing farmers with access to improved seed and fertilizer, offering training and technical assistance, and enhancing the marketing of agricultural products. Justice, equality, self-determination. The Museum of Civilization aims to enhance the historical and artistic heritage of Burkina Faso. It is an ambitious project. It will be built on the land of 10 acres in the Sankara district near the international airport. It would include a 12,000 square meter main building, which will house exhibition rooms, educational spaces, reserves, laboratories, and auditorium. It will be a place of memory, dialogue, and creation, which will highlight the diversity, richness of the cultures of Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traoré is president of Burkina Faso, land of incorruptible men. Watch The Motivator Show interview Britain's Burkina Faso community leader, Mr. Wendipangde Alain Rubunda. The Motivator Show. Success is ours for the taking.